Welcome to the Hidden Wealth Coins. These ordinary-looking wheat pennies could secretly be worth a fortune hiding in plain sight. A few rare coins escaped into circulation with incredible value locked inside them. Some carry minting mistakes. Others remain in flawless condition, but all have potential to shock you. One tiny detail could turn a single cent into thousands. Before you spend another old penny, check closely, because your next coin might change everything overnight. First up, the 1946 wheat penny may look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but hidden within a few rare variations in pristine conditions lies a level of value that shocks even experienced collectors. Right after World War II, the United States resumed normal coin production, and millions of these pennies were minted. Most of them are still worth just a few cents today, but a tiny fraction of these coins carry unique features, minting quirks and near-perfect preservation that can push their value into astonishing territory. This is where an everyday coin transforms into a collector's dream. What truly makes a 1946 wheat penny valuable is not just its age, but its condition and rarity factors combined. Coins that were never circulated, meaning they were never used in daily transactions, can retain their original shine and sharp details. These are known as mint state coins, and the higher the grade, the higher the value climbs. A flawless 1946 penny with no scratches, no wear, and full original luster can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And if that coin also has a rare mint error or unusual striking detail, its value can skyrocket far beyond expectations. The mint mark plays a huge role in determining the value. In 1946, wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. While all three types are common in circulated condition, high-grade examples from certain mints, especially Denver and San Francisco, can be much harder to find. A sharply struck 1946 D or 1946 S penny in top condition can attract serious collectors willing to pay a premium. The rarity increases dramatically when fewer coins survive in perfect form. Now here's where things get truly exciting. Mint errors. Some 1946 wheat pennies were struck with subtle mistakes during production. These include double die errors, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws. While not every error is valuable, certain rare ones can turn a simple penny into a coin worth thousands. Collectors actively search for these imperfections because they are one-of-a-kind or extremely limited. If you happen to find a 1946 penny with a clear, noticeable error, you might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Color is another hidden factor that can dramatically affect value. Copper coins like the wheat penny change color over time. Collectors classify them as brown BN, red-brown RB, or red RD. The rarest and most valuable are the full red coins, which have retained their original bright copper color, as if they were just minted. A 1946 wheat penny in full red condition, especially in high grade, can command a price many times higher than a dull brown version of the same coin. Although it's rare, there have been cases where exceptionally high-grade 1946 wheat pennies have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. These are not ordinary coins. They are nearly perfect specimens graded by professional coin grading services. When a coin reaches a grade like MS67 or higher, it becomes extremely desirable. At that level, even a small difference in quality can mean a huge jump in price. That's why collectors carefully examine every tiny detail under magnification. It's important to understand that not every 1946 penny will make you rich overnight. Most of them, especially those found in circulation, are worth only a small amount above face value. But the possibility, the small chance that you might have a rare version, creates the excitement. This is what drives collectors to search through old jars, coin rolls, and inherited collections. The thrill is in discovering something unexpected, something overlooked by others. If you think you have a valuable 1946 wheat penny, the smartest move is not to clean it or alter it in any way. Cleaning a coin can actually destroy its value instantly. Instead, keep it safe and consider having it professionally evaluated. Experts can determine its grade, authenticity, and any special features that might increase its worth. Sometimes what looks ordinary to the naked eye can turn out to be extraordinary under professional inspection. In the end, the 1946 wheat penny represents more than just money. It's a piece of history with hidden potential. While becoming a millionaire overnight from this coin is extremely unlikely, owning a rare, high-grade example can still be incredibly rewarding. The real power lies in knowledge. Know what to look for, understanding the details, and recognizing value where others might see none. That's how a simple 1-cent coin can quietly hold the power to change your financial story. Second up, the 1953 wheat penny might seem like just another old copper coin, but under the right conditions, it can carry a value that feels almost unreal. At first glance, millions of these pennies are produced, and most people assume they are common. But hidden among those millions are a few extraordinary pieces. Coins preserved so perfectly or struck so uniquely that they can command prices far beyond imagination. This is where the ordinary turns into something powerful, something that can truly surprise you if you know what to look for. The real secret behind a valuable 1953 wheat penny lies in its condition. Coins that have never been used in circulation, often called uncirculated or mint state coins, hold the highest potential. These coins still shine with their original mint luster, showing every detail as it was struck decades ago. When a 1953 penny reaches an extremely high grade, meaning it has almost no visible flaws even under magnification, collectors begin to compete for it. That competition is what drives the price higher, sometimes reaching thousands of dollars for a single coin that once had almost no buying power. Another powerful factor is the mint mark. The 1953 wheat penny was produced in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced coins with slight differences in quality and quantity. While none of these are rare in general circulation, finding one from a specific mint in near-perfect condition is extremely difficult. A sharply struck 1953S or 1953 D penny with strong details and flawless surfaces can become a standout piece in any collection, pushing its value far beyond what most people expect from a 1-cent coin. What truly ignites the imagination of collectors are mint errors. During the coin production process, mistakes sometimes happen: small misalignments, doubling of letters, or off-center strikes. These errors are not supposed to exist, which makes them incredibly desirable. A 1953 wheat penny with a clear and noticeable error can be worth significantly more than a normal coin. The rarer and more visible the error, the higher the demand. Some collectors spend years searching for these unique variations, knowing that even one discovery could be worth a substantial amount. Color plays a silent but powerful role in determining value. Over time, copper coins naturally darken, turning brown due to exposure to air and handling. However, some 1953 wheat pennies have managed to retain their original bright red color, almost as if they were just minted yesterday. These red coins are extremely desirable, especially when combined with a high grade. A fully red, nearly flawless 1953 penny can be worth many times more than a worn, brown version of the same coin, even though both started their journey in the same year. There have been moments in the collector market where exceptional 1953 wheat pennies have reached impressive prices. These are not average coins. They're the best of the best, often graded at the highest levels by professionals. When a coin reaches that elite category, it becomes rare not because of how many were made, but because of how few survived in such perfect condition. That level of rarity is what creates the possibility of high value, and in extreme cases, it can feel like discovering hidden treasure. Still, it's important to stay grounded in reality. Not every 1953 wheat penny is valuable, and most are still worth only a small amount above their face value. The idea of becoming a millionaire overnight from this coin alone is extremely unlikely. However, the excitement comes from the possibility, the chance that among thousands of ordinary coins, one might stand out as something special. That possibility keeps collectors searching, checking, and learning more about what makes a coin truly valuable. If you ever come across a 1953 wheat penny that looks unusually clean, sharp, or different, the best thing you can do is protect it. Avoid cleaning it, polishing it, or trying to improve its appearance. These actions can actually reduce its value instantly. Instead, store it safely and consider having it evaluated by a professional. Sometimes a coin that looks ordinary to the naked eye reveals incredible details when examined closely, turning it into something far more important than expected. In the end, The 1953 Wheat Penny is not just a coin. It's a reminder that value often hides in plain sight. While most examples won't change your life overnight, a rare, high-grade, or error coin can still carry surprising worth. The real advantage comes from understanding what you have, recognizing the details that matter, and being patient enough to let the right opportunity reveal itself. That's how a simple 1-cent coin can hold a quiet potential to reshape your financial future in ways you never imagined. Third up, the 1944 Wheat Penny is one of those coins that looks completely ordinary until you realize the story hidden beneath its surface. At a time when the world was still deep in the chaos of World War II, the United States returned to using copper for pennies after briefly switching to steel in 1943. That shift alone makes 1944 pennies fascinating. But what truly electrifies collectors is the possibility, however small, that a rare version of this coin could be worth a life-changing amount. Most people would never look twice at a 1944 penny, yet a tiny number of them carry characteristics that can push their value into the realm of thousands, and in extreme cases, even more. The real magic begins when you understand that not all 1944 wheat pennies are equal. The vast majority were struck in copper and are relatively common, especially in worn condition. But few extraordinary coins were accidentally struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943. These rare 1944 steel pennies are among the most famous error coins in American numismatics. If you ever come across a 1944 penny that sticks to a magnet, that's not just unusual. It could be one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever discovered, with values reaching into six figures or beyond depending on condition and authenticity. Condition, as always, is a powerful force in determining value. A heavily worn 1944 copper penny might only be worth a small premium, but a coin that has been preserved in near-perfect condition can command a dramatically higher price. Collectors look for sharp details, smooth surfaces, and original mint shine. When a coin reaches the highest levels of preservation, where even tiny imperfections are nearly invisible, it becomes something rare not because of how many were made, but because of how few survived in that state. That's where serious money enters the picture. Mint marks add another layer of depth to the story. In 1944, these pennies were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint left its own subtle signature on the coin, and while all are widely available in circulated grades, finding top-quality examples from certain mints can be surprisingly difficult. A 1944 D or 1944 S penny in exceptional condition, especially with strong strike quality and original color, can draw intense interest from collectors who are chasing perfection. Then there are mint errors beyond the famous steel version. Some 1944 wheat pennies show doubling in the design, off-center strikes, or other production anomalies. These errors turn an already historic coin into something unique. The more dramatic and visible the error, the more desirable it becomes. Collectors are constantly searching for these unusual pieces because they represent a break from the ordinary, a moment when the minting process produced something unintended and rare. Color plays a quiet but decisive role in value. Freshly minted copper coins have a bright red appearance, but over time they darken to brown. A 1944 wheat penny that has retained its original red color for decades is considered far more desirable than one that is toned. When you combine that full red color with a high-grade condition, the value can increase significantly. It's almost like freezing a moment in time, preserving the coin exactly as it left the mint. There have been remarkable sales where rare 1944 pennies, especially the steel era versions, have reached astonishing prices at auctions. These are the kinds of coins that collectors dream about finding. While the idea of becoming a millionaire overnight from a single penny is extremely unlikely, the existence of such high-value examples keeps the excitement alive. It fuels the hope that somewhere, in a jar of old coins or a forgotten drawer, a rare treasure might still be waiting. At the same time, it's important to stay realistic. Most 1944 wheat pennies are not rare, and the majority will never be worth more than a modest amount. The difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable one often comes down to tiny details. They're easy to overlook. That's why knowledge becomes your greatest tool. Understanding what to check, metal type, condition, mint mark, and possible errors, can make all the difference between ignoring a coin and recognizing its true potential. In the end, the The 1944 wheat penny is a perfect example of how something small can carry enormous hidden value. It's not just about money. It's about discovery, attention to detail, and the thrill of possibility. While most of these coins won't change your life overnight, a rare version absolutely could. And that's what makes it so powerful. The idea that something as simple as a 1-cent coin could quietly hold a key to an unexpected fortune, waiting for the right person to notice it. Fourth up, the 1952 wheat penny might look like a simple, forgotten coin from the past, but under the right circumstances, it can hold a level of value that surprises even experienced collectors. At first glance, it's just another copper cent from the early 1950s, produced in massive numbers and used in everyday transactions. But hidden within those millions of coins are few exceptional pieces. Coins preserved in stunning condition or struck with unusual characteristics that can command prices far beyond their humble face value. This is where an ordinary coin begins to feel extraordinary. What truly drives the value of a 1952 wheat penny is its condition. Most coins in that era have been heavily circulated, meaning they've lost their sharp details and original shine. But when a coin survives in near-perfect condition, with crisp lettering, smooth surfaces, and full mint luster, it enters a completely different category. These high-grade coins are rare not because they were produced in small numbers, but because so few were preserved so carefully. When collectors find one that looks almost untouched by time, the demand rises, and so does the price. The mint mark adds another layer of intrigue. In 1952, these pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While all three versions are relatively common in worn condition, finding one from any of these mints in exceptional grade is far more difficult than most people realize. A 1952 D or 1952 S penny with sharp strike quality and minimal imperfections can attract serious attention in the collector world. It's not just about where the coin was made. It's about how well it survived the decades that followed. Then there's the excitement of mint errors. During production, small mistakes can occur, creating coins that are slightly different from the standard design. These might include doubled letters, off-center strikes, or subtle die imperfections. While many errors are minor, some are significant enough to make a coin highly desirable. A 1952 wheat penny with a clear and noticeable error can be worth far more than a normal example, simply because it stands out as something unique in a sea of ordinary coins. Color is another powerful factor that often goes unnoticed by beginners. Copper coins naturally change over time, shifting from a bright reddish tone to a darker brown. Collectors place a premium on coins that have retained their original red color, especially when combined with high-grade preservation. A 1952 wheat penny that still glows with its original mint red appearance can be worth several times more than a similar coin that has darkened with age. It's a subtle detail, but one that can dramatically influence value. There have been cases where exceptionally well-preserved 1952 wheat pennies have sold for impressive amounts, especially when graded at the highest levels. These are coins that show almost no flaws, even under magnification, and represent the finest examples known. While they may not typically reach into the millions, their value can still be surprisingly high for a 1-cent coin. The difference between an average coin and a top-tier specimen can be enormous, and that gap is what fuels the excitement in the collecting world. It's important, however, to separate possibility from reality. The idea of becoming a billionaire overnight from a 1952 wheat penny is extremely unlikely. Most of these coins are still worth only a small amount above their face value. But the possibility that a rare, high-grade, or error coin could be hiding in plain sight is what keeps collectors searching. That sense of discovery, the chance to find something overlooked, is what makes these coins so fascinating. If you believe you have a valuable 1952 wheat penny, the most important step is to protect it. Avoid cleaning or polishing it, as this can instantly reduce its value. Even small scratches or changes to the surface can make a big difference in how collectors perceive the coin. Instead, keep it in a safe place and consider having it evaluated by a professional. Sometimes a coin that looks ordinary can reveal extraordinary qualities when examined closely. In the end, the 1952 wheat penny is a reminder that value isn't always obvious. While most examples won't change your life overnight, a rare and well-preserved coin can still hold significant worth. The key is understanding what makes it special: condition, mint mark, color, and possible errors. When all these factors come together, a simple 1-cent coin can transform into something far more meaningful, carrying both historical significance and the potential for surprising value. Fifth up, the 1956 wheat penny might seem like nothing more than a small copper coin lost in time, but under the right circumstances, it can hold surprising and powerful value. At first glance, it appears ordinary, produced in large numbers during a stable period in American coinage, but within that massive production lies a narrow window of rarity. A few exceptional pieces, preserved in remarkable condition or carrying unique minting traits, have the ability to stand out dramatically. This is where an everyday coin transforms into something collectors chase with serious passion. The true driver of value in a 1956 wheat penny is its condition. Most coins from that year were used in daily life, passing through countless hands and slowly losing their original sharpness. But when a coin survives untouched, with crisp edges, flawless surfaces, and glowing mint luster, it becomes something entirely different. These high-grade coins are extremely difficult to find because time naturally works against preservation. When one appears in near-perfect form, it becomes a centerpiece for collectors, and its value can climb far beyond what anyone expects from a 1-cent coin. Mint marks play a crucial role in shaping desirability. In 1956, wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with Philadelphia coins having no mint mark and Denver coins marked with a D. While both types are common in circulated grades, the challenge lies in finding them in pristine condition. A sharply struck 1956 D penny with exceptional detail and minimal flaws can draw strong interest. The difference between an average coin and a premium example often comes down to tiny details that only become obvious under close inspection. Error coins add another layer of excitement to the 1956 wheat penny story. During the minting process, small mistakes sometimes occur, creating coins that differ from the standard design. These can include doubled images, slight misalignments, or other unusual features. While not every error is valuable, some are rare enough to attract serious attention. A clearly visible error on a 1956 penny can transform it from a common coin into something unique, something collectors are willing to pay significantly more for. Color is another hidden factor that can dramatically impact value. Copper coins naturally change over time, shifting from a bright red tone to a darker brown as they age. Collectors place a strong premium on coins that retain their original red color. A 1956 wheat penny with full, vibrant red surfaces, especially in high grade, can be worth many times more than a similar coin that is darkened. It's a subtle detail, but one that can completely change how a coin is perceived in the market. There have been instances where top-quality 1956 wheat pennies have achieved impressive prices, especially when graded at the highest levels. These coins are not ordinary. They're the finest survivors, often showing almost no imperfections even under magnification. While they may not typically reach into the millions, their value can still be strikingly high compared to their original 1-cent face value. This gap between face value and collector value is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. At the same time, it's important to keep expectations realistic. The idea of becoming a billionaire overnight from a 1956 wheat penny is extremely unlikely. Most of these coins are still worth only a modest amount. However, the excitement comes from the possibility, the chance that a rare variation or an exceptionally preserved coin could be hiding in plain sight. That possibility is what drives collectors to search through old collections, coin jars, and forgotten drawers. If you believe you have a special 1956 wheat penny, the best thing you can do is protect it. Never clean or polish the coin, as this can instantly reduce its value. Even a small attempt to improve its appearance can remove the very qualities that make it desirable. Instead, store it carefully and consider having it examined by a professional. Sometimes a coin that looks ordinary can reveal extraordinary details when viewed with the right expertise. In the end, the 1956 wheat penny is a reminder that value often hides in the smallest places. While most examples won't change your life overnight, a rare, high-grade, or error coin can still carry significant worth. The key is understanding what to look for and recognizing the difference between ordinary and exceptional. With the right knowledge and a bit of luck, even a simple 1-cent coin can become something far more meaningful, both financially and historically.